How's it going, guys? Welcome back to another YouTube video. My name's Dice. In this video, I'm going to be explaining to you guys how you guys can analyze pros replays. You can analyze your own replays. That way you don't have to pay anyone for a VOD review, and you can just quickly, after a match, go into your profile, go into your replays, and analyze your replays and understand how to get better. Before we get straight into the video, if you guys want to support me in any way, feel free to use my code DICERL in your Rocket League item shop, and that would be very much appreciated. Let's get into it. Alright, so the first thing you're going to want to do is go to ballchasing.com. I'll have a link for this in the description of this video, but basically you go to ballchasing.com first, then you go to Bacchus mod right here. I'll have this linked as well, and you just type in ball chasing. Right? Very simple. Search. Then you want to download this ball chasing replay player. Make sure you have Rocket League open as well when you download this and Bacchus mod open. Then you're going to install this plugin. Then once you're here, then you want to open Rocket League, open Bacchus mod, go to your plugins, open the plugin manager, and you'll see right here ball chasing replay player. You want to make sure this box is checked, and then you want to keep Rocket League open, go back to ball chasing, and then this is where you want to see this green thing right here as well, but this is where all the magic happens. So you could go to ranked, doubles, singles, or threes, and that's the mode you can watch. So we'll say doubles just because it's the most popular rank, and let's just say SSL, right, or whatever rank, but to watch pros that are going to be in SSL, obviously, you just press filter, and you can watch anyone here, okay? So we'll watch, this game right here, Arsenal, Vegas, Talk, and Tricky. Okay, so we're going to watch a little bit of this replay, and I'm just going to walk through how you can analyze other replays and your own replays. So let's watch Tricky. He's a very well-known player. So if we take a step back, we can just look at his cheat off the rip. He's flipping on the cheat to the left. Now, a lot of people might think that that's just like a coincidence. It's really not. There's a lot of minuscule things that people think are like not intentional or they're just like on accident, but he hangs to the left until he sees that the ball's going to the right. So normally this kickoff will finish to the left because it's a left-sided kickoff for your team, but he notices that it's going to the right because this player, Vegas, he hooked this ball so that it's going to go towards his left. You'll notice that he came all the way out like this and flipped like that. Tricky noticed that, and so he's hovering more towards the other direction, which is what makes him win this sheet. He gets the boost and the ball right here, as we can see. But, I mean, he doesn't go for the ball, which we'll get into. So, once again, he makes that minor adjustment, which wins him the cheat, even though they technically lost the kickoff. And then right here is actually a bit of a complicated scenario. So, he notices that his teammate is in this corner somewhere, right? He doesn't know exactly where he is, but he knows that he's somewhere behind him in this corner, which he is. And so instead of taking the ball and trying to have a weird angle, like, so he gets the boost, if he tried to turn right here, he would be sitting on this wall waiting for the ball to bounce. It'd be super awkward, and by the time Arsenal would be back, he'd be able to bump Tricky, maybe. So instead of doing that, he realizes it's a 1v2 because Arsenal is out of the play. So instead of going for the ball, he goes for the bump, which is a very good play. This should have ended up in a goal. I don't know how it doesn't. This is actually an insane save from Vegas. I can't even lie. But yeah, I mean, it's a good idea from Tricky. It's just his teammate here, Talk, he didn't really play this the best in my opinion. He had a bad first touch. Not that I'm not saying that I would be any better here, but the net's open right now. I mean, if he just shoots this, I feel like it would be a goal because Tricky can force out a bump. But he decides to go in the air and play it slow, which isn't a bad play per se. It's more on the safe side because shooting it can give the ball away. But yeah, it was a good try. So back to Tricky here. Where are we? Nice. So you'll notice that Tricky's last man, okay? So there's a big threat right now. Him going right here is very aggressive, to think of the right word. It's very aggressive for him to go for this ball because obviously if he gets beat, it's a goal. Talk is at 0 boost. So he makes a touch where there's no way he can get dunked because you see Vegas flipping this direction, so he just hits it to the left. He does give away possession, but he goes again, and then his teammate has a free possession. So right here is actually an interesting play as well. He sees that he's 0 boost, so the reason he's so close is because he's actually expecting him to get demoed by Arsenal. you could tell by the way his car is positioned, he's expecting Arsenal to demo him, so then he's actually closer to this ball than Vegas is, because first of all, his nose is closer to the ball, so Vegas would have to turn and then drive, whereas Tricky can just full boost to this ball right now. So he's actually expecting the demo, but then he flicks it so he redirects, and then he's ready to go for it, but then Arsenal demos them both. And so this is a goal. Almost. It's open. I wonder why Talk didn't shoot this right here. Anyways, free ball. Talk's ready for the pass. And Tricky just made, I guess, a mistouch. I'll cover one more goal here. Just because, I mean, I could make like a 30-minute video on these replays. It gets very complicated, but I feel like that's pretty boring for you guys. So, he's going all the way back. He's just waiting. That's a good play. I like this play a lot. Now it's a 1v1. Not a bad play. He's last man waiting on the challenge. That's not Tricky's fault at all. That's Talk's fault. Right here, he has to force something, right? So when you're in this position, you're supposed to be covering the high. That's the whole point, is you're forcing low. But he didn't force low. It still went above him on the backboard, so that's just on Talk for not getting the ball. I'm not really going to count that as the last one just because that goal, there was really nothing much to be said. It's just Talk missed the ball, and I haven't heard of him, so it's probably a reason why. Open net for Tricky. Not quite. And then Talk challenges his last man. So yeah, I mean, there's really not much to talk about. I feel like this, I mean, I guess they're queued up, so. But either way, that's all I have in this video. I hope you guys learned something. I make these videos to try to help people get better at Rocket League, because I feel like a lot of people hate the game Rocket League, and I want people to be better at the game so more people can play. I love Rocket League, so share this with a friend. If you learned something, let me know down in the comment section below. And as always, I am SSL in 1v1. So there is my qualification. But yeah, I hope you guys have a good day or night. See you on the next one. Peace.